In today's video, we'll be going over the major PlayStation 4 game releases in the month of October, and just like September, the game releases are rolling on in October. A lot of new games, a lot of major titles, and a bunch of marquee blockbusters. We're going over the top 15 new PlayStation 4 games of October, so let's get right into it. Let's start things off with Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. I've often been describing Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise as the game I never knew I wanted. I generally never knew I wanted a Fist of the North Star game, but then when you take Fist of the North Star and drop it in a Yakuza-like gameplay environment, seeing this game in action is quite incredible, and this game is shaping up very nicely. If you don't know, there's already a demo of the title available on the PlayStation Store, and that gives you a really good taste of the game, and I'm excited to see what the full product will bring with it on October 2nd. Next up, we have the return of the Blue Bomber with Mega Man 11. Yes, Mega Man is finally back with a brand new game, and while I am personally partial to Mega Man X and that franchise, just seeing Mega Man in any shape or form is great. This is another game that just had a demo release like Fist of the North Star. You can go through a level of the game, and it's your traditional Mega Man gameplay with a more modern take on it. Hopefully, Mega Man 11 does well enough commercially, and Capcom will finally open their eyes and continue to release more Mega Man games. I'd love to see a Mega Man X9. I'd love to see a new Mega Man Battle Network. There is just so many opportunities with Mega Man as a franchise that Capcom has really dropped the ball in my eyes. Hopefully they get the ball rolling again with Mega Man 11 on October 2nd. Next up, we have the latest game in the Assassin's Creed franchise with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yes, Assassin's Creed is back once again, and I've been very vocal about my feelings on the game once again going back to a yearly release cycle. I just don't think that's a very good idea. But hey, Ubisoft is a business that's trying to make the most money they possibly can, and Assassin's Creed is a crucial part of their business. So I can understand to an extent why they're bringing out Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, what I can appreciate about Odyssey is that this game actually has a lot of new elements introduced on top of what we saw in Origins. Now we have two characters we can play as, a male or a female. The Spartan setting looks great. There have been new refinements made to the gameplay, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks like a sizable upgrade from Origins, so I'm still very much interested in checking it out. Hopefully it can still offer a fresh Assassin's Creed experience as it's being released on October 5th. Next up, we have Space Hulk Tactics. Space Hulk Tactics is said to be a faithful adaptation of the board game Space Hulk set in the Warhammer 40k universe. It touts a unique twist to the cult classic formula, and it'll allow you to engage in bloody battle. Space Hulk Tactics drops on October 9th. Next up, we have The Occupation. The Occupation is a very interesting game. It's a first-person fixed-time investigative thriller set in Northwest England on October 24th, 1987. You play as a journalist in a detailed, system-driven world where people react to your actions and time is your biggest enemy. You have a wide variety of how you want to tackle the game. Will you take the most direct route at the risk of getting caught, or plan your approach carefully while the time ticks down? Events happen in real time, and you must make decisions based on the evidence that you have at the given moment. The Occupation drops on October 9th. Next up, we have the latest game in a popular strategy JRPG franchise with Disgaea 1 Complete. Now, Disgaea 1 isn't a completely brand new game, however, it is the return of the very first Disgaea game in its definitive form, and the first Disgaea game was absolutely great. It had a great story, and the gameplay was, of course, your typical Disgaea fare. It's very engaging, very addicting, although it does have a little bit of a learning curve, and there is some challenge in there as well, but I feel like it's a very rewarding game. And if you've been a fan of Disgaea, Disgaea 1 Complete is definitely one to check out. And if you're just a newcomer to Disgaea, this is another game I would recommend. Disgaea 1 Complete drops on October 9th. Next up, we have the latest entry in one of the biggest gaming franchises in the world today, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Yes, Call of Duty is back once again with another yearly installment. However, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is changing things up as it no longer has a single-player campaign. And of course, the new addition that everyone is talking about is the Battle Royale mode, the Blackout mode, which for a long time was held under secrecy, but we just got the gameplay trailer for that. And wow, I can say as someone that always says I'm not buying Call of Duty this year, they've somehow done it again, where a lot of people are probably going to end up buying Black Ops 4 because a lot of gamers seem to be captivated by that Blackout mode. And on top of Blackout, we have that Battle Royale mode, but we're gonna have the traditional multiplayer. We're gonna have zombies. This looks to be a complete multiplayer experience with a lot to it, and a game that I could foresee gamers spending a lot of hours with. Yes, it's Call of Duty. At this point, if the series hasn't won you over, is Black Ops 4 gonna win you over? Are you a big fan of Battle Royale? Well, then it could. However, if you don't dig Battle Royale, if you don't dig Call of Duty, Black Ops 4 probably won't be up your alley. But I'm telling you, this is a game that's gonna be an absolute mainstream juggernaut, and it's gonna sell like hotcakes. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 drops on October 12th. Next up, we have Starlink Battle for Atlas. Starlink Battle for Atlas is a brand new IP coming from Ubisoft, and it's an action-adventure game set in the Atlas star system. You venture into different parts of the Atlas system, meet with different alien species, form an alliance with them in order to build a crew, and forming these alliances changes the game's world state, which will then change the gameplay experience as well. Starlink Battle for Atlas does look a little rough around the edges, but I could always appreciate a brand new IP, especially when it comes from Ubisoft, which, like I mentioned with Assassin's Creed, they sometimes do regurgitate the same franchise. So I definitely have to give them credit where credit is due, and Starlink Battle for Atlas drops on October 16th. Next up, we have Warriors Orochi 4. Warriors Orochi is finally back, and in this title, you'll be given control of a 3-man team consisting of characters from the Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors series. Very similar to past Warriors Orochi titles, each character will have a class type that determines their ability, power, speed, and technique. And new to the series are the Sacred Treasures, a technique that will allow characters to perform special feats to overcome enemies. I think at this point, you've already come to the conclusion on whether you like these Warriors style games. If you do, Warriors Orochi 4 is going to be another one to check out. It drops October 16th. Next up, we have the Hunter Call of the Wild 2019. The Hunter Call of the Wild is coming to the PlayStation 4 with its latest iteration with the Hunter Call of the Wild 2019. If you don't know what the Hunter is all about, the game plays as a first-person hunting game that recreates hunting wild animals in a manner as realistic as possible. It's in an open-world island based on various locations, including the islands and surroundings of Washington State in the United States, Australian Outback, French Alps, and more. It features 5 huntable animal types: white-tailed deer, European rabbit, cottontail rabbit, snowshoe hare, and pheasant. The Hunter Call of the Wild 2019 will be dropping on October 19th. Next up, we have the latest entry in a major fighting game franchise with Soulcalibur 6. Yes, Soulcalibur is finally back, and this will follow traditional gameplay mechanics of previous Soulcalibur games, and just like Soulcalibur tradition, you gotta have a major guest character, and with Soulcalibur 6, that'll be Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher, who seems like an absolute perfect fit for Soulcalibur. If you're into fighting games, Soulcalibur 6 is definitely gonna be a good game to check out. I foresee a lot of gamers just picking up the game on the basis that Geralt is in it, and Geralt is such a beloved character, but nonetheless, Soulcalibur 6 will be hitting the PlayStation 4 on October 19th. Next up, we have without a doubt the biggest game release of the year, and that is Red Dead Redemption 2. Yes, the time has finally come. Rockstar is releasing their next major game, and Rockstar is one of those studios that no matter what, even if you don't know much about the game, just on name value alone, you can get by, and that's why so many gamers are excited about Red Dead. This isn't like so many other games where the game is announced years ahead of time, and you see so many gameplay demos, and they're just trying to constantly sell you on the game. No, it's not like that at all. Rockstar knows the quality that they're going to be delivering. Rockstar knows that the game is going to sell itself. Yes, they did release a gameplay video, but that's all we got. We got a gameplay video, we got a couple trailers, and that's it. We didn't have a lengthy, super long demo that's trying to sell you on all these different mechanics. Rather, a lot of that is being kept in secrecy, and that's how I like it. I want to be surprised by a game, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to sell incredibly well regardless, and I know it's going to offer us an incredible experience. Because you remember what we had with Red Dead Redemption, that game was incredible, but think about this, it has been 8 years since that game has been released. Think about the leap GTA 5 made from GTA 4. We're gonna get a similar level of improvement, if not even more, because Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game that's designed for a brand new console. RDR 1 was designed for last-gen consoles, whereas GTA 4 and GTA 5 were both designed for last-gen consoles. Of course, GTA 5 saw a next-gen release, but RDR 2 is being built ground up for next generation consoles. And you know, with Rockstar, they have an incredibly high bar to live up to. We'll find out if they deliver on October 26th. So on October 26th, most of you guys are going to be picking up Red Dead Redemption 2, but there's also another little game coming out that I'm personally very excited for, and that is the incredibly popular anime My Hero Academy making its first foray into the video game realm with My Hero One's Justice. Yes, My Hero Academy is getting its own video game, and I'm very excited for it because I am a big fan of My Hero Academy. Now, do I expect this game to be absolutely incredible? No, I don't think it's gonna outpace the quality of RDR 2, but as an avid watcher of My Hero Academia, I could definitely get behind this game. It's gonna be one of those traditional anime fighting games. My Hero One's Justice releases on October 26th. Next up, we have Call of Cthulhu. Call of Cthulhu is a brand new role-playing survival horror video game being developed by Cyanide, and it's inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's short story The Call of Cthulhu, while also being an adaptation of the 1981 role-playing game of the same title. It's a semi-open world game with with themes of Lovecraftian and psychological horror into a story which includes elements of investigation and stealth. The game itself follows private investigator Edward Pierce as he investigates the death of an entire family on Darkwater Island near Boston, Massachusetts. He discovers the impending revival of the great old one Cthulhu. Call of Cthulhu hits the PS4 on October 30th. And lastly, not a brand new game release, but a pretty cool collection is coming with the Dark Souls Trilogy. Dark Souls has been one of the most influential gaming franchises of the last decade, and now it's being encompassed into one collection with the Dark Souls Trilogy, including Dark Souls 1 Remastered, Dark Souls 2 Remastered, and Dark Souls 3 with all of the game's respective DLC. If you've been a longtime fan of Dark Souls, chances are you already own the games. However, if you want all of the games in one collection packaged nicely, that's what you're getting with the Dark Souls Trilogy. However, it is coming at a very hefty price of $79.99. That's a little bit of a turnoff, but for collectors, I'm sure this is going to be a hot item. It's dropping October 19th. So that concludes the top 15 upcoming PlayStation 4 games in October 2018. What do you think? Which games are you checking out in October? Another stacked month of game releases. I'm sure all of you guys are picking up Red Dead Redemption 2, but outside of that, what other games are you checking out? Are you going to pick up Assassin's Creed Odyssey, maybe Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise? For your man over here, pick up Mega Man 11 so we can finally see more Mega Man games because I've been dying for that. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching and goodbye.